Hi guys, it's me, Wendy, with Artfully Created, and I'm gonna do this card for that new hashtag event that's going on, hashtag lovefallart. And I love fall. It's my favorite season, and I can't wait until the temperatures start to cool down. And I learned this technique on another YouTube, Stamp with Tammy, or Stamping with Tammy, and she calls it the Joseph's Coat, or Colors of Joseph's Coat, or something like that, which I don't really understand that, but I am doing it a little differently, and I was just playing with colors and different embossing powders. And this one I use clear, and it's okay, it's cute, but I'm not liking it as much as I like this. So let's get started. Now the first thing is you want to color the background. And if I was thinking ahead, I would have opened these before. It's just a random. You can just color it however is pleasing to you. I like to go in sets of 3, apparently. And it's also fun, depending on the size of your stamps, to probably make these spots a little smaller. I am using smaller stamps and die cuts, so I probably won't get the different color saturation, but you can add and change it up until it's pleasing for you. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to go with that. And you want to make sure your card stock is dry, so use a heat tool. Okay, I'm not going to take as much time to dry it as one should. You get the idea. I am going to use the embossing buddy to try to help it so it doesn't stick to the dye ink, because this is kind of a messy technique, and the embossing powder sticks to this dyes and will make a mess if you don't dry it completely. And we just stamp the images, and I'm using the Versamark. And it is hard to see your image, so you don't want to overlap these. If you can situate them so that you're getting the different colors, that would be great. And then if I can see it, it would help. And then once you do that, then we're using clear embossing powder. And I'm taking Jennifer McGuire's idea of putting the embossing powder in these containers, and I frankly have a harder time using these containers. I have more embossing powder going everywhere, so I'm not sure I like this idea for me. And I had my students do it, and they were being challenged to keep it in the container, and cleaning up, there was embossing powder everywhere. Okay, so you get that, and then flick it a little bit. And then I will go ahead and get this heat boss and bring it back for the next step. Okay, I got that all embossed, and you can see that somewhat. Now, I have tried different embossing powder colors to see if it changes the effect, and it truly does. I like the original way they're using the clear, because that's where you get your color saturation. Now this, I use the Early Espresso embossing powder, and that's okay, but I like this the best, and that's just another of the same. And then I also tried it in the white embossing, and personally that's too dark for me, but some might like that effect. You know, you get a little bit of color seeping through, but not much. It's mostly the white embossing powder. So I choose to use the clear, and then you're going to take the Early Espresso, and this part might make you cringe. It might look counterintuitive or like you're going to mess up, but this is where the magic happens. This is where you're going to get that vibrant color pop. Oh, I just love this technique. When I saw that, I literally flew off my bed and just had to do it. Can you see how that just starts to pop? And you can decide how much of this Early Espresso you want on there. I love color, so I love to have that vibrant pop. I wish living in California we got to experience true fall leaves, and mostly they just turn brown and fall off the tree. You might have, there are some trees that are yellow, a little bit of yellow. There are maybe one or two red leaves, but other than that, they just turn brown and they just fall off the tree, and it's like, that was it. So once you have it the way you want it, then you're going to cut them out with the dies, and there's a coordinating die set that goes with these fall leaves. There's actually two different stamps now currently available, and then the leaves. So I will be right back. Here's the original to look at. So I got them all cut out, and it looks like I have an oops here, that my die moved, because I'm trying to do this quickly and get my videos to be a little shorter. But what you gonna do? You know, I am just not a short video type of gal. And I will go ahead and get you the next part. Okay guys, I am doing this also on very vanilla cardstock as the card base. Then I have the Early Espresso layer, and then the top piece, I'm going to do this one in Cucumber Crush, just for to be a little different. And what you want to do is also die cut this piece, and you want to arrange them, you know, in a pleasing manner that resonates with you. And sometimes I don't want them all lined up, like I'm a little wonky sometimes. And be aware how much space you're leaving around the edge, because you're going to have to put glue so that this, and you want it to be sturdy enough and not rip on you. So once you have that placed, then you can die cut them out. I think my cat just walked across the desk. That is Madison. And I have the cats locked up right now, so they're a little stir crazy. And so these you're not going to need for this project. You can save them, or you can use them as masks in a future project. And then here is the card that you have cut out, and you're going to glue that to this. And if you watch my video that I did yesterday that I posted, it's a watercolor card with an inlaid technique. You know, it will explain this again. And use the glue sparingly, but put a little bit in between these spaces so that it sticks down, because you really want a smooth and seamless piece. You don't want anything to lift up and tear or rip off if you're giving this out, or even just gonna make it yourself. And that in itself is kind of a cute little card if you want to do that. You know, that would be a very beginning card. And then I'm going to put a different sentiment on this card. And this stamp set, every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree. That was by Emily Bronte. And let our lives be full of both thanks and giving. I love that. And then believe, that's one of my favorite, and so grateful for you. So we're going to use the so grateful for you. And I think I'm going to put it right at the bottom. And then what you're going to do is inlay these pieces that you die cut out. And I like to put the glue on this bottom layer instead of putting it on the actual piece. It's just easier for me. And you can see the amount of glue. It's not overly glued, but you know, this mono adhesive, liquid mono adhesive, is very strong glue, and it just takes a thin layer. You don't have to cover it every speck with glue. And just, I put one tip down, and then just, see there? I just smeared. Some of the ink was not dry completely. So when you do this, make sure your inks are dry. And so I'll just cover that up with a sequin. And I'm not going to lay this one down because that was an obvious oops. And it looks okay, but I'll redo that. So, and you could even leave that like that. You know, that could just be another sign of the fall and the changing colors. And I don't think I have my sequins handy right now. And then you'll just layer that on the card base, and it's ready for giving away. And I really like the idea of Thanksgiving cards. You know, I think a lot more people celebrate Thanksgiving than they do Christmas, and I could be wrong. That could just be my thought. And so make them for your closest friends and family, or even when you're doing Thanksgiving, you know, have a little card making swap. And in my heart, I am so grateful for you and that you're following me and watching me. I look forward to doing more videos, and I do hope you're enjoying the videos. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, go check out my website at www.wendyneilson.com, sign up for my newsletter, and excuse me, thank you so much. Hope you have a fabulous day, and check you out in my next video. Bye guys.